Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Horror Movie Review with Daniel Richardson. And yes, this week, so we did about a month or two ago, we did The Abominable Dr. Phibes. So I was like, you know what? Why leave that on a cliffhanger? Let's do the sequel, Dr. Phibes Rises Again. But before we get to that, you know how we do things here. We got some horror movie news, if you will. There wasn't really shit this week, newsworthy. So I'm scraping the bottom barrel. There we go. Apparently there was if you guys are fans of Resident Evil 2, there was a Leon action figure. It's a fucking toy. Let's just call it what it is. It was 12 inches, had 30 points of articulation. $226. Go fuck yourself. Like, seriously. $226. Who the fuck's paying $226 for any kind of toy? I don't give a shit. You know what's ridiculous? I'm going on my old man rant here. Like, when I was a kid, toys were like $5. $5 for an action figure. And then Todd McFarlane started releasing the Spawn toys, and then he started doing like his Movie Maniacs and the Kiss Psycho Circus things, and they were like upwards between $8 to $10, and that was it. And it was great. Like, you want the high quality stuff? $10. Want the regular stuff? $5. And I just remember, like, as I got older, and I had little cousins who were into like pro wrestling and shit, I go buy them action figures, and I'm noticing $5 ain't cutting it for an action figure anymore. Now it's like a standard action figure is $10 to $15. Fuck you. And then, like, I was gonna be that guy who's gonna collect little movie action figures and set them up, little movie toys in my house. And I remember going like to Spencer's or Hot Topic. And I was like, alright, let me buy, we'll buy this. Remember, it was David, Kiefer Sutherland from The Lost Boys. I was going to buy one of them. It was like $24. And I was like, I'm not spending $24 for a fucking toy. That's stupid. Anyway, that's just me. But yeah, you're a fan of Resident Evil and you got $226 burning a hole in your pocket? Get you a Leon toy. Saw a trailer this week coming out called Love and Monsters. It's I guess it's like a romantic comedy, horror comedy. Basically, the plot is the guy. So basically, monsters have taken over the world, much like the movie Monsters, which I thought was kind of odd because this is very similar, like very fucking similar. But these monsters have taken over Earth, and so the humans who were on top side have now gone underground. This young guy was on his first date with this girl, and then that's when the monsters hit, and he tells her, like, I will come back for you. I'm going to find you. And then fast forward a few years later, and he hears her voice on the radio, and then it cuts out, and he decides, I'm going to go up and rescue her. And it's basically him just trying to trek across this monster-infested new world, trying to find his long-lost love. And, of course, he's accompanied by a dog, Michael Rooker, and some little girl. It looks better than I'm making it sound. I was just really shocked at like how close it was to the actual movie Monsters. Like, it really does just seem like this is like canon with it. Like, this is like, well, like that shit's all kind of heavy and serious. Like, here's the lighter side. Here's like what was going on over here while all that was happening. I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting to say the least. They announced a new Five Nights at Freddy's video game. It's entitled Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That's how I just never really got into at all. I've seen the videos. I played a couple times. Or I don't think I ever played the Five Nights at Freddy's. I think I played like the Android phone, Google Play Store knockoff versions of it. But it's the same basic concept. I mean, they're fun and all, but it's like, I don't know. You can only do it for so long before I'm just like, all right, this is it. I'm done. I'm over it. And so yeah, the new one coming out. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the same kind of. You're just stuck and you're like, like, that's all you do. That's all you do. Who fuck? I don't know. I can go into a whole rant about why I don't like this, and I don't want to do it. Choose not to. And finally, there's a movie that's coming out to the Toronto International Film Festival entitled Shadow in the Cloud. Apparently it has Chloe Grace Moretz, and apparently this is the first time they've actually acquired a movie straight from the drive-in. That's right. In this age of COVID, when these film festivals are trying to scout and recruit, they are going to the drive-in now. I fucking love it. Apparently it's kind of like that Twilight Zone episode where William Shatner's flying around and he sees the gremlin on the side of the plane. That one. That's the one. Yeah, that's what they're doing. This is a modern day version of that. and gender swap because we got Chloe Grace Moretz instead. So yeah, there you go. There we go. So let's get on now to the main event. Let's review Dr. Phibes Rises Again. Dr. Phibes is back, which is why he rises again. And this time he's looking for this papyrus, like this shit written on this. Basically, he's trying to fight eternal life for his dead wife, who's still dead after part 1, and he's trying to find a way to resurrect her. And he goes to Egypt, and we do kind of like a mummy type thing. Not really a mummy thing, but the themes, the vibe is very mummy-esque. Just take like you took the mummy out of the mummy movies, that's what this would be, and then add like Jigsaw to them. So I remember when I watched Abominable Dr. Phibes like years ago. And I really dug it. I liked it. I thought it was really cool. And then I was told, like, hey, there's a part 2. And I was like, oh, cool. Let's check it out. And I remember not really being nearly as big on it. It's not that I don't like it. I do like it. It's not bad. But I just remember thinking, like, okay. And then I bought the 2-pack, like the Midnight Madness MGM package. That had both of them on there. And I was like, all right. I was buying it for Dr. Phibes, or the first one. But I was like, all right, 2 comes with it. Bonus, I guess. And honestly, I just never watched it since. Like, never had a reason to. And then I was like, I'm gonna review this right here. Let's bust it out. Upon rewatching it, it's not bad. It's just when it's a mess of a film, and then when you actually look into like the production of the movie, it makes sense why it was a mess of a film. The big thing was you had Vincent Price, who's apparently getting into it with the co-star, the other guy in this movie who's also searching for the eternal life. Apparently these 2 guys didn't like each other. API or AIP was trying to replace Vincent Price with this younger guy. Vincent Price knew it, and he was just like, not in this franchise, but just in their movies in general, they were trying to get a younger guy to be their new horror lead, and I guess Vincent Price wasn't having any of it. And there you go. This movie was taken from 2 different scripts. I'm not sure exactly who's doing what. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's the same plot. Just 2 different people wrote it, and then they just kind of took the best of both, I guess, and crammed them together. And then if that wasn't fucked up enough, then apparently there's like 10 to 20 minutes of footage taken out of this movie that like the studio cut. Which is why there's a lot of scenes with, because Vincent Price, he has to kind of jack in. He doesn't have a voice box, and doesn't have his mouth open, and so he has to jack in to talk. But there's a lot of scenes where I guess he is mostly internal monologue. He does that quite a bit because they cut out a lot of scenes that had a lot of information in it, and so he had to exposit somehow, and he just does a lot of scenes of him just sitting there looking, wondering out loud. Yeah. The other thing I thought was funny was, and I can't think of her name, I want to say like Vulgaria, Valerina, I don't know. Has V, starts with a VU. It's the beautiful silent assistant from part 1. And apparently the studio, at the end of part 1, she gets eaten alive by acid. Like acid drops on her fucking face and kills her. And anyways, apparently they wanted her back, like the character. But the actress, and I'm blanking on names on all these people, I'm sorry. But the actress from the first one was pregnant at the time. And she's like, I can't come back because, I'm pregnant. And they're just like, no problem. And they bring this other girl in. And I guess they're like, well, okay, we'll make her a different person. And the studio's like, no, she's going to be the same person. And it's like, what? And it's just so weird because it's like, okay, it's not that they recast it. It's like, you recast a character that was dead already. And it's like, you had a chance to rename her and make her a separate character altogether. And they were like, no, we're keeping it. The only thing that kind of would make sense, but there's no scene to set this up or support this, would be if you find out that she wasn't a person in the first one. She's just a robot, an animatronic, like his Clockwork musicians. Band of musicians, and that he decided to design a new one using a previous model, and that's why it has the new facial features and like that. Like that would have made more sense to me, but they didn't go that route. I just love that at the end, part 1, Phibes goes into his tomb and seals himself up, and the cops have no idea, which I'll buy that. When he awakens, like the tomb he awakens in and the underground lair he has built, including the secret elevator organ, It's all still intact. But when he goes up, his lair has been just demolished. I'm like, so they were nice enough to send the organ back down, because you gotta assume the cops took it to go back up. They weren't just gonna be like, all right, you go ahead and send it back down. No, they sent it back down, and then they destroyed everything, and they're just like, fuck down there. Not worried about down there. So anyways, there's that. It's just funny how, like, once again, they don't show their work. When he gets out, he goes to his safe, and that's where the papyrus is at, that has all this shit. Am I saying that right, papyrus? I feel like I'm not saying it right. I feel like I'm saying it very awkwardly, and it's coming off really weird. The papyrus that has, like, this ancient prophecy. I don't know what the fuck it is exactly. A map to where it's going. Anyways, he gets this map out, and or this paper out, or he's looking for paper, and he goes to open the safe, and they don't find it. He's like, oh my God, someone took it. And it is go instantly to the house of the person who stole it or bought it or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, he does claim later on that he's made no secrets about it. Like, he has told everybody that he's looking for all these missing pieces of this, scroll or whatever. And so people would know about it, but it's like, Phibes wouldn't know about it because he's been down for 3 years. The new girl, who's the old girl but looks different, she wouldn't know because she just reemerged with him. Which is always fun because he's just like, Bulgaria, team up with me, come back, and she's like appears like out of nowhere, like she materializes in a hallway of mirrors and smoke. Like, that's legitimately what happens. And I'll get to the end here in a second, but it's just as funny when she leaves. So yeah, they just instantly wipe up the guy's house. Now once again, if they would have been like, there was one line of just like, oh, I'm glad you overheard where this guy lives, or oh, it's a lucky break that you found out this guy was looking for the scroll that went missing. Anything like that, it would have worked. But it's just like, they just show up there. And then on top of that, when they show up there, they're spying on it. They see the guy who does have, and sure enough, he has the papyrus, and he puts it in a safe, and he locks it away. And he tells his bodyguard, hey, you watch that, and he leaves. So they take a lava trip with snakes, and some are robots, some aren't, I don't know, but they end up biting him. And when he goes to call for help, he picks up the phone, and a needle shoots out, like a golden snake needle, shoots out and pierces his brain through his ears, kills him, and he drops dead. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. Cool scene. That's some cool jigsaw shit right there. Except, once again, Phibes just woke up, and they just came to his house. At what point did he get inside the house to set up the fake phone and everything? And on top of that, if he's already set up the fake phone and everything, why don't you just go ahead and break the safe then? Like, y'all this time set up fake phones, and that's what he does. He goes over and just breaks the safe. Like, he's just like, listens to the safe and turns it and just like, all right, boom, cracked it. That was easy. Move on to the next scene. And it's like, what? Anyways, we go even more crazy, supernatural. The first movie's a little far-fetched, but here we got the protagonist who is this guy who's also got a girlfriend, or a fiance, I should say. I don't know if they're even getting married. It's just a girlfriend. But anyway, you find out his scheme all along is he's also trying to go through this river of immortality or whatever to make himself immortal, because he himself is already like 1,000 or 2,000 years old, and he's been using this like youth elixir to stay young. And I'm like, goddamn, bro, like, you already had a long ride. Like, this is the guy who does not get bored, I guess. He's just like, no, I'm living life to the fullest every day, and I gotta find this immortality river because fuck it. And so, anyways, that's the whole thing. And I'm just like, really? Sure, why not at this point? We get more traps and setups and shit, but not nearly as elaborate or cool as the first one. That's the other thing I found out too, was apparently, like, midway through this movie, the budget was just cut, and they're just like, fuck. And they had to take a lot of the scenes and like really scale them back and, cut shit out and whatever. So that may be another reason this movie is just kind of a hot mess, because it is like, a lot of fuckery going on in this movie. Yes, we get 2 of the 3 bumbling cops back. I think there was 3 people last time. It seemed like there was like another cop that wasn't in this one, I think. But either way, we get 2 goofy cops back, and they provide a lot of the entertainment and the comedy, comic relief of this movie. So that's, we get those back. Traps still, okay. The best one, I think, is there's like a gold scorpion trap where this guy, the girl lures him into it, and then he gets trapped in it. But he's like in an awkward position, so it's like, how does she really get him down? Like, he went for it, I guess. But he gets trapped. and then they show him the key, and they throw it in this like ceramic Dalmatian. And when he breaks the Dalmatian, it turns out there are scorpions inside. Like, really Jigsaw shit right there. Of course, scorpions end up stinging him and killing him and all that shit. Yeah, without going through this movie beat by beat, I guess it should be noted that, at the end, Phibes wins yet again, and him and his dead wife are on the river. It's not the river of Styx, but it might as well be, I guess. I don't know. It's a river toward immortality, but they're going down it, and the gates are closing. Now, as he's leaving, he tells the beautiful silent assistant, hey, join us on the other side. And she just, goes through another random hall of mirrors and just it seals up. And I guess, she's going to somehow transport to immortality. I don't know. It makes no sense at all. Why didn't Phibes just use that mirror doorway? Why does this cave have another hallway of mirrors in it? Is it magical? Is that what it is? Does she just come from another dimension altogether? Is that where she comes from? The cave's also kind of funny because he goes to this cave in Egypt, and that's where the river's at, or he's trying to find the river. And anyways, the entire place is already set up for him when he gets there, and I'm like, dude, who unpacked this shit? Who unpacked your animatronic, fucking band? They painted the place. Fuck you. The whole thing is it's so campy and cheesy. It's fun. It's a fun watch. I'll give you that. It is a fun watch. But anyway, as Phibes and his dead wife are scaling the river, and they're just like, we're heading toward immortality. The other guy, he's like, no, take me with you. At this point, you don't feel bad for him because he clearly isn't doing it for the wife. He's just doing it for himself. That's all he cares about is himself. And of course, as Phibes is gone, the fiance is like, it's okay because now we can be together. And then dude just starts rapidly aging. He just fucking turns into dust right then and there. And that's how the movie ends. And I was like, holy shit. There was plans to do a third one, but I've read so many different ideas they passed around for this third one. At one point, he was going to be fighting Nazis, which would have been hilariously awesome. At one point, he was going to try to find, I guess, an entrance into Mount Olympus. I guess Phibes like, I'm going to be a god too, and I'm going up there, and you can't keep me out. But we already established some mythology shit in this one, so I guess why not? I think I'm believing. Oh, there's one of them where I guess his wife was going to be resurrected, but then she was going to go insane and become this psychotic, murderous person, and he's going to have to stop her. I mean, he had all these great ideas, and I'm like, why not do them all? We could have done 3 or 4 more movies easily. At one point, he was going to revive it in the 80s, I think, 70s or 80s, and make a TV series out of it, where I guess he moves to a small village, and every week a new villain would enter the village and cause problems, and then Dr. Phibes would have to be the one to rescue him. It's just great stuff. I love every bit of that. So, I don't know. It would have been fun to see more of these. I'm sure they would have got more ridiculous and more stupid as they went on. But that's kind of the fun of it. I don't know. I think the first one's a solid film. This one is just kind of in that it's so bad it's good. Kind of good. I enjoy it, but it's not a good film. I'm sorry. It's not. But I enjoy it. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about this movie. I'm curious, if you guys have seen it, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Guys, that's all I got. Thank you for joining me. Tune in next time. Oh, shit. Didn't always run, sorry. Hi. Thank you for watching that video. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to our channel. All that good stuff you do right here on YouTube. Go ahead and do it. Check out our other videos. Go to our playlist. We got episodes of TPS TV, Journey Through the Dark Side. We got a new show coming out, the horror movie review with Daniel Richardson. This guy. And of course, our short film, Entropy. You can find all that and more right here on YouTube. And then check out, yeah, look at that. All of our social media right there. And we don't just, copy and paste the same post and put it on all. No, that's ridiculous. 3 different platforms, 3 different posts. I mean, the behind the scenes stuff you see on Twitter will not be the same stuff you see on Instagram. So there you go, right there. So be sure to give us a follow and a like on all that right there. Keep up to date. Have you seen Unspeakable Acts yet? No? Come on. Pick you up the DVD right now. Links over there. Oh, yeah. It's only $7. $3 shipping and handling. And of course, if you've already seen it and you haven't seen the Public Domain Dungeon yet, boom. $5 DVD right there. So
5 S&P as well. Or sorry, 3 S&P as well. So there you go. Do that. And if you got the spare change, you want to hit us up, donate a little bit over here to TPS Productions. Our Patreon is right there. Oh, yeah. So that's all we... Oh, my God. Sorry. I'm getting fired, ain't I? God, that's all we got. Thank you for watching.